Along with Vance Mueller, I'm Eric Alves. These teams combined to win the last 5 Capital Athletic League championships, and tonight's game should determine the 07 champion. A win by Del Campo would be 4 straight league championships. In order for that to happen, their senior running back, Cory Johnson, must have a very big game.
Hey, you're right, and pound for pound, Eric, Cory Johnson, that's his nickname. He may be one of the toughest and most exciting running backs in this league. Between him and his partner, Tony Gober, and they've rushed for over 23 touchdowns already. But let's not forget in rivalry week, which is what we have, it's not just about great offense, it's about great defense. And this Del Campo defense has only allowed 28 points so far this season, 13 of those in the first game.
And they're going up against an offense from Casa Roble that averages 44 points per game. They're led by a senior running back as well, and Zach Fairchild. He scored a touchdown in each of his last 6 games.
Another exciting runner, and also don't forget his partner, Matt Satchwell. Those 2 running backs have combined for 25 touchdowns, and between the 2 of them, they're averaging 11 and 13 yards to carry. It is going to be some exciting offense.
The Rams and the Cougars for the Capital Athletic League title next on Comcast Sportsnet.
Gets up close and gets the out. Look at the great catch, just 25 straight arm to beat one man, a straight arm to beat another. Takes the pitch, breaking tackles, knocking over people. Anthony Bird from Bishop goes down. The week goes to Kevin Ochoa from the 35-foot bomb and goes Andre Hayes. Archie rounding third. He loses his shoe and slides sock first. Okay, K-Boo had a sensational play. Look at him keep his balance, stay on his feet.
It looks ridiculous. I can't even imagine what the neighbors would think. It's an eyesore.
Cable never looks ridiculous. Sign up today for Comcast Digital Cable with On Demand. Rain or shine, you'll get crystal clear TV reception, unlike satellite. Just call 1-888-COMCAST. Comcast Digital Cable with On Demand. It's Comcastic.
Introducing the WGL $1 Million Shootout. The excitement begins with 22 golfers from all walks of life. Businessmen, moms and dads with one common goal: to win their share of a $1 million jackpot. Be a part of the excitement when the final putt is sunk and only 4 golfers are left standing when John O'Hurley hands out the $1 million check.
The World Golf League $1 Million Shootout, Wednesday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet.
And so it is Del Campo and Casa Roble again for the Capital Athletic League Championship, as Casa Roble comes in a perfect 7-0, 2-0 in league play, while Del Campo, they're only set back in their opener, losing 13-12 to Napa. They're the defending Division III Sac Joaquin section champions. As we look at the standings in the Capital Athletic League, and you see the 2 at the top. In essence, though, we're just in week 8. This is, for the league championship, a full house here at Newman Field, and certainly a game that Casa Roble, for one, has been pointing to all season long. After they were 7-0 a year ago, they in fact lost to Del Campo in this exact same situation. And their head coach, Norm Ryan, talked about really pointing to this game, even trying to be somewhat conservative on offense to try and keep the ball out of the hands of the ever-powerful Del Campo offense and keep them off the field. So they run out of the spread offense, Vance, but for the most part, they're going to be running the ball.
Absolutely. Many people think that the spread offense is just about passing the ball.
Kicking for the Rams, number 3, Max Bonette.
And so Casa Roble in the dark blue, they will kick off after deferring Max Bonette. And it's a squibber that's returned from the 20 by Del Campo in the white. They'll get up to about the 30. The return there by C.J. Castro. And Del Campo will come out on offense first at the 29. We already talked about their senior running back, Cory Johnson. Their quarterback is Jared Van Tassel. He has thrown 12 touchdowns and just 2 picks. Castro, the fullback. The receivers, Halfhill and Vogie. And Dover Spike is the tight end. The O-line, Colin Lyons on his way to Oregon State. Jeremy Brown, Cody Henderson, a 3-year starter. Raymond Garcia and Gage Starrin. And 1st and 10 for Del Campo. Van Tassel will throw to Vogie. The corner was playing off, and the ball came loose in the hip area, but Vogie able to hold on to it. He picks up a first down on an 11-yard gain. And let's give you the defense for Casa Roble. Up front, the Jodies play the tackle, Hayter and Wakefield. Wilfley's had a sack in every game but one. Nunez is the other end. The backers in Casa Roble is going to a 4-4 defense to try and combat the running game of Del Campo. Shoemaker, the leading tackler. Cole Carter, the number 2 tackler. Then Schimpf and Holden. And in the secondary, it's Devin Johnson, Dustin Harris, and Zufelt. That was, in fact, enough for a Del Campo first down, so they come out Vance throwing on first down.
Again, going against the tendencies to try to catch Casa Roble off guard. And here they come, throwing again.
And they start at Johnson, but he is tackled immediately. Well done defensively. That's Cole Carter. And really, again, Shoemaker and Carter, 2 of the linebackers, the leading tacklers, they're going to be in on a lot of plays.
Shoemaker, I believe, has 87 tackles already this season, which for some people, that's a whole season. He's an outstanding football player, and they reacted very quickly because Kerry Johnson is not a young man you can afford to let loose in the open field.
A loss of 2 on the play. Johnson has 6 receptions now on the season. His first 5 had gone for 120 yards. That's a loss on the play. That was Carter. Second and close to 12 for Del Campo. They'll shift. Dover Spike and Vogie go to the left side of the line. Toss to Kerry Johnson. He'll cut up the middle of the field, and then he is brought down by Wilfley and others for Casa Roble, and that's going to be a key tonight, Vance, is multiple guys are going to have to bring down your man pound for pound.
Oh, no doubt. One thing you can tell right there, at only 5'7", 155 pounds, he carried 3 tacklers with him and picked up an extra 2 yards for about a 7-yard gain, putting him in a good position on 3rd and 5. As you can see him right here, keeping the legs going. Wilfley trying to rip the ball out. He is one strong football player.
That was a gain of close to 7, 3rd and 5 here for Del Campo on the opening drive of the game. Here at Newman Field, standing room only crowd. Van Tassel looking down the field, has an open receiver. It's Halfhill. He hauls it in at about the 25. A pickup of 30, maybe 36, and a first down for Del Campo.
Well, Scott Halfhill has that deceptive speed because he's a long strider. He doesn't look like he's running very fast. He gives you just a little quick stop and go move, and all of a sudden the corner bites and he runs right by it.
11th reception for Halfhill, but 4 have gone for touchdowns. His brother Kevin led Del Campo in receiving back in 05.
He's got that kind of reception you want. 11 catches, 4 for touchdowns.
Here's Kerry Johnson. Johnson to the 11. And so Del Campo on the move after it was a 3rd and 5 situation. They get the long pass play to Halfhill, and then Kerry Johnson. Let's see where they spot him. It looks like it is, in fact, enough for a Del Campo first down.
What's so impressive about Kerry Johnson, Eric, is you see him run, he has that rare combination of quickness and speed. Usually in a running back, you're either quick or you're fast. He is both, and he's also strong pound for pound. 25
touchdowns in his 2-year varsity career. Check that, 2,500 yards and 34 touchdowns, I should say, for Kerry Johnson in his 2-year career. He carries there, but not much doing.
Well,
a couple yards.
For Del Campo, I think they're going to find it tough going in the heart of that Rams defense. If they're going to try to get something big, they're going to have to attack the edges.
And when they go to the edge, that will most likely be Tony Goburn, more the speed guy, though certainly Johnson has the speed once he gets into the secondary, and he'll be hard to catch from behind.
Yeah, his ability is able to set up the block and make the move, and Goburn can just flat out run you.
2nd and 8, just inside the 10 for Del Campo. Their opening drive. Rolling to the right is Van Tassel. Looking to the end zone. He steps up, throws to the back corner. A little tall for Dover Spike. Looking for Nate Dover Spike. He has 5 catches. 3 have gone for touchdowns, so certainly Del Campo is going to look for him in the red zone. That's just a little too tall there for Dover Spike.
Very conservative in their passing game. They pick and choose where they want to throw. That's a great situation right there. They had Mike Domino, the fullback, in the flat. They had Nate Overspike in the end zone. It's a great run-pass combination, as you see right here. Just a little too high for Nate. But they also could have took a shot maybe with the fullback, Mike Domino, along the goal line.
Mike Domino's son, Ryan Domino, a fullback. He's a sophomore. 3 sophomores see significant time for Del Campo, primarily on defense. 3rd and 8, just inside the 10-yard line for Del Campo. Opening drive for the Cougars. The toss to Johnson. He has some work to do. Kerry Johnson looking for a hole, gets a couple, but then he's swarmed by the defense from Casa Roble. Ball came loose, but it came loose late. So a nice job there up front. Will Shimp, among others, there for Casa Roble. And look at Johnson, a little slow to get up. That's certainly a bad sign for Del Campo.
He got hit hard because he was held up by one of the defenders, and another one came in and cleaned it up. And he took a hard shot to the side.
And so the ball's at the 7, 4th down, and we'll call it 5. And you see Johnson still a little shaken up. Halffield right next to him to give assistance if needed.
He didn't want to come out, but they're calling him off. I see Coach Mike Domino pulling him off to see if he's all right. They're going to go for the field goal here.
And it's going to be Blazer to attempt a 24-yarder. Ryan Blazer had a 25-yarder last week in the win against Rio Americano. And Blazer chips it wide. It's no good. And quite a reaction on the Casa Roble side. Again, it's a team in Del Campo offensively that averages almost 40 points per game. Anytime you can stop them, it's like you've won a minor battle.
Oh, no doubt. This is rivalry week, and little things become big things. And right there, a field goal after driving all the way down the field is no good. That emotion can make a big swing for a team in a game like this.
There is Mike Domino. Also a CHP officer. Vance, how does he find time to do both? My goodness.
I give him a lot of credit, Eric. It's an incredibly difficult job being a CHP and then trying to run a varsity football program on top of it. Obviously, he doesn't get much sleep. I'm saying lots of coffee in the car.
At the 20. As Casa Roble runs the spread, but they're going to run primarily out of it. Here's Roth on the keeper, and he's hit almost immediately. Nice job there defensively by Del Campo. It was Jeremy Brown, as we will give you the offense for Casa Roble. It's Roth, the quarterback. We already talked about Fairchild. The 4 receivers, the slots, Besso and Colvin, Baer and Lou, the outside receivers. Piper, Flint, Kanabi, Williams, and Singoli are the O-linemen. Piper and Zach Fairchild, the only returning starters off of last year's 10-2 team. They lost 20 starters. Remarkable that Casa Roble is 7-0.
What's incredible is that they might be even better than they were last year after doing that.
I would agree, and they run again here on 2nd down. Not much doing again. And so it's Fairchild.
Well, one of the concerns for Coach Mike Domino was that even though that this Del Campo defense is ranked as one of the top in the area, giving up only 28 points so far, they haven't really been tested. But so far, they're looking very stout.
There's the defense for Del Campo. Starrent, Dover Spike, and Brown. The backers, Domino, the coach's son, Stolick, Gonzalez, a sophomore, and Castro. And Goburn, Webb, Ortiz, a sophomore, and Vogie. They've only yielded 28 points in 7 games, 4 shutouts, which is remarkable. 3rd and 10. It's Satchwell who takes the handoff after going in motion. Matt Satchwell, 1st down and more. Satchwell, he's at midfield. 40, 30, inside the 25 to about the 22. Quite a run there for Matt Satchwell as he goes 58 yards.
I tell you what was so impressive by that is Del Campo gets 2 stops for 0 yards, and then on the 3rd play when they got him at 3rd and 10, they break off and run. But the downfield blocking by the wide receivers, as you'll see right here, is just incredible, and that's what allows Satchwell to get around the corner, and they are down almost inside the red zone.
Satchwell, a guy who's had a couple of 4-touchdown games this year. He has scored 12 touchdowns on the season, but he is the big play guy, and you saw him go in motion, take a run around the left side, and as you said, that blocking downfield, Vance, was very good. 1st and 10 at the 22 for Casa Roble. Roth looking to throw. Has an open receiver. It's Lou inside the 10. Lou down to the 1. It appears he'll be spotted there at the 1. A pickup of 21. And so Charlie Lou got wide open.
Again, an excellent play fake by the quarterback right there in Kevin Roth, and then a great job by Lou on just a little hesitation route. Gets the corner to bite. It's a nice touch pass. And he brings the ball right down to the goal line.
1st and goal at the 1 for Casa Roble. So back-to-back big plays. The 58-yard run by Satchwell and the 21-yard reception by Lou.
Well, the key to making this offense go, Eric, is that those wide receivers have to be multitaskers. They have to be run blockers, pass blockers, and good pass catchers.
Here's Roth keeping, and he's hit shy of the goal line and does not appear to get in as he was stopped on the play by Gage Starrin.
Both teams finding tough going right through the heart of the defense early on, not yielding at all in the middle.
So it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Casa Roble has scored 41 or more on 5 occasions. They average 44 points per game. They've scored 62, 59, and 49 this season. Here on 2nd down, still on the spread, even in the short yardage situation. Fairchild, he is turned back. No signal by the official, so he did not get in. Domino and others are there to turn him back.
Well, young Ryan Domino, only a sophomore, you can see why the coach is so high on him right there. Excellent attacking right at the goal line. Didn't give up an inch.
Well, if your dad's not going to be high on your ability, who is?
Absolutely. We try to keep the dads out of there because it's very difficult to coach your own son. Any of you have ever been out there and coached your own son, you know how difficult that is. I give Coach Domino a lot of credit.
His father, Mike's father, Jim, an outstanding coach, won a couple section titles at El Camino. Here on 3rd down, it's Satchwell. And he didn't really get a good, clean exchange there. That was not a very clean exchange at all. Satchwell is lucky to even hold on to it. The ball seemed up high on the exchange between he and Roth. And so it is 4th and goal. What a stand here by Del Campo. And Roth still in the game. It looks like Casa Roble is going to go for it. What do you think about this early in the game?
I think it's a great decision. Colin Lyons is off to Oregon State. Blew right there by the center, made that play on the stop. This is a momentum changer right here. I like it. I think it's a great decision.
4th and goal for Casa Roble. Roth keeping and scoring. Touchdown, Kevin Roth. And the Rams are on the board first.
Well, and I tell you what, it's always a great decision when it works.
And so Casa Roble, after the missed field goal, they go 80 yards in 8 plays. Of course, the big one, the 58-yard run by Satchwell. And so Kevin Roth, that is now his 7th rushing touchdown. He's had a couple of 2-touchdown games this year.
Well, when you look at the stats by these 2 running backs, it's amazing. You got Fairchild who's averaging 11 yards a carry, and you got Satchwell who's averaging over 13 yards a carry, and now you can see why.
And don't forget about Roth. He scored the touchdown, and it's 7-0. Casa Roble after Bonette has the point after. Look at the fake quarterback keeper, and the Rams strike first here on Comcast Sportsnet.
This is it, and they're here. So I need you to put it into a presentation folder and bring it into the boardroom. I'll meet you there.
If you're in the market for a new job, get the largest selection of current local jobs with SACB.com, now in partnership with the nation's largest career website, Career Builder. Find your next job at SACB.com/careerbuilder.
What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year so you can see who will be crowned world champion. WCSN travels the world to cover top international competitions. Who will be the next world champion? Watch World Championship Sports to find out.
UCI Road Race World Championship, Wednesday night at 5. Comcast Sportsnet's Cal Bears On Demand gives you total control of your viewing experience. And it's free for all Comcast digital cable subscribers. From your on-demand menu, select Sports and Fitness, Comcast Sportsnet. Then Cal Bears. Select from an exclusive library of Cal content, including archived episodes of the Cal Sports Report, Coach Jeff Tedford's weekly press conferences, as well as past athletic events. Watch TV on your terms with Comcast Sportsnet and Cal Bears On Demand.
So Del Campo takes it down the field, but they are stopped inside the 10, settle for a field goal attempt. They miss a 24-yarder. Casa Roble on their opening possession, they go 80 yards the other way, and they get the touchdown. Again, a team that lost 20 starters off of last year's 10-2 team, a team that won their first playoff game against Bethel in over 30 years. Del Campo, on the other hand, 3-time defending Capital Athletic League champion. They've won 15 straight league games. Their last league loss, the end of October 2004, to Casa Roble.
Well, in Casa Roble, you can see tonight, they've been gearing up for this game all year. They've had this marked on their schedule from early in the year, and you can tell they are hungry to get what Del Campo has.
Vogie on the return from the 23 on another short kick by Bonette, and he's turned back, and clearly Casa Roble doesn't want to kick it deep to the outstanding return guys for Del Campo and Goburn and Johnson. You can't blame them, and Vogie is spotted down at the 31.
Well, if they're going to tackle like that, it's a decision that's going to pay great dividends for him for sure.
Well, and Coach Norm Ryan, he tried to avoid mentioning Del Campo in the weeks leading up to it. There was an article in the Sacramento Bee talking about that. But clearly, in talking to him this week, and you knew it was on his mind, and certainly his team had been gearing up for this game. You have to be careful not to look ahead, but they haven't because they're 7-0, and right now the prize is in front of them.
Well, and it makes a lot more importance to the game when you come in and you're at your goal being 7-0 and the other team at 6-1. It really makes this game relevant because the Cal is up and the title is up with this game and the victory for whichever team gets it here.
So Johnson looks healthy on that run. Didn't have a big gain. He's tackled again by Cole Carter. Carter's had a 15 tackle game this year, a 13 and a 12, as Johnson gets 2 on the play. And so far, no surprise, he's the early workhorse.
Yeah. I'm surprised maybe that I haven't seen Goburn in there trying to test the edges a little bit. Don't be surprised if you don't see him here on 3rd down.
The field is a little beaten up in the middle, as most are here in the final home game for Casa Roble. So the grass is nice and green on the outside. Johnson will try the middle again. Now he'll bust to the outside, but is brought down as it's Schimpf again, the strong linebacker who's 3rd on the team in tackles. Those linebackers are 1, 2, and 3 in tackles. Schimpf, the 6'2", 210 senior, making a nice play.
Well, he's the man you have to contain, and so far they're doing a good job of it. He's broken off some good runs, but not able to put it in the red zone and get in the end zone.
And so it is 3rd down and 6. Momentum on the side of Casa Roble. If they can get another stop here and get the ball back in the hands of their offense, they're going to be feeling very good about themselves.
Well, against that offense, if they go up 2 touchdowns on you, you're going to have your hands full.
Swing pass, too tall. That was almost a fumble, almost a lateral. Vogie, the intended receiver. It falls incomplete. So far, the Casa Roble defense is held twice. They're going to get the ball back. And the ever-dangerous Matt Satchwell going back to return the punt. He's taken 2 back for scores this year.
Well, one of the hard things in game preparation for a team like Casa Roble is trying to mimic that team speed when you're going through it in the week in practice. And Coach Domino said, hey, we had a hard time this week in practice just trying to stop it against ourselves. A little bit concerned. So this is going to be a big test for this Del Campo defense right here.
Blazer does the punting as well for Del Campo in the white and blue. We'll see if he kicks away from Satchwell. Nope. It'll be returned from the 38. Satchwell breaks the tackle. Trying to get to the outside. He cannot. Nice special teams play out there for Del Campo by Steve Marley. Marley does a nice job because Satchwell certainly has the capability of turning that upfield. Marley, the long snapper, doing a good job to get down there and hold Satchwell to about a 5 or 6 yard return.
Absolutely. He had the first shot him, as you'll see right here, and he almost had him, but he slowed him down just enough to let the rest of his teammates get in there and stop that from becoming a big gain.
Outstanding field position, though, for Casa Roble, already leading 7-0, 2:21 to go in the opening quarter. From the 43, it's Satchwell. And he is brought down across the 45 to the 46. And tackled there by Nate Doverspike. Doverspike, a two-way guy. There's 5 guys that start on each side of the ball for Del Campo. Quite a few that'll see time. Really, Casa Roble doesn't have anybody starting on each side of the ball. A few that'll play, Satchwell and Schimpf. But for the most part, when Norm Ryan took over 6 years ago, he wanted to have a platoon system where guys didn't have to play on each side of the ball.
Which I think is a great idea. You just don't always have the luxury to do that in a high school program. And you can see by the numbers on that Casa Roble football team, they built quite a program here which allows them to be able to do that.
Fairchild was tripped up by Doverspike again. Otherwise, that had the makings of a big play to the 49. We'll call it 3rd down and either a long 3 or short 4. We'll say short 4 upcoming here for Casa Roble.
That was Carlos McCall who came in and wrapped that thing up, number 2. Doverspike did a good job of tripping him up.
And so Del Campo down 7-0, unfamiliar territory. Even in that Napa game they lost, they were up 12-0. Napa came from behind. And other than that, really, it's been blowout after blowout for Del Campo, and really, for that matter, for Casa Roble as well. Not a lot of close games for either of these teams. 3rd and 4. There's Roth. He'll keep. Now the option toss with the left hand, it looked like to Fairchild, and no gain or a loss on the play. Well defended out there by Del Campo. Goburn and others to kind of turn that play back inside.
Great job by the outside linebacker there, keeping containment, forcing the quarterback to pitch it. Goburn staying home like he was supposed to, makes the tackle. Of course, he's heading off to the University of Washington, play corner up there, an outstanding defensive player, also a great two-sport player as a track athlete.
A lot of two-sport guys on each team.
Very athletic, both these squads.
And so the Rams to punt. High snap.
Uh-oh.
Emond has to track it down. It's still loose. A mad dash for it. Either way, it's going to be Del Campo's ball inside the 35, whether they recovered it or not, and they do. It's recovered there by Eric Lowe. And so what a turn of events, the bad snap. And Del Campo will start inside the 35 of Casa Roble at the 34.
You talk about the offense and the defense all the time and how important is good special teams play. You have to be solid. A very high snap, unfieldable by the punter. It's about a 40-yard field position gain for Del Campo. Now they're getting a shot to get right back in it.
Looking down the field for Halfhill. He caught that with one hand and was interfered with. A spectacular catch there by Scott Halfhill. The flag certainly is going to be declined. And he got that, I think, with his left hand, Vance. You won't see many fighter at the high school level.
That was an incredible catch right there. Hopefully we'll see it on the replay here. He was being interfered with the whole way down the field. The defender realized he was beat. And what great concentration to pull the ball in. I like the aggressiveness by Coach Domino here to go for it on the turnover right there.
Halfhill already 2 big receptions in this contest. That's our referee, Dan Costello. The ball looks like it's going to be spotted at about the 6. That'd make it a 28-yard pass play.
Well, they're trying to play him on one-on-one coverage and press.
Defensive pass interference. The penalties decline. First down.
And I think after both those big plays, they might start sending some help over there with the safety.
Yeah, it's 2 catches for 65 yards for Halfhill. Look at it. It was with the left hand because his right hand's being held back. That's spectacular.
What an incredible catch.
Now 12 catches on the year for Halfhill, and that is it for the opening quarter of play from Newman Field on the Casa Roble High School campus. The Rams from Casa Roble struck first. They lead 7-0, but Del Campo inside the 10 at the 6 when we come back at the start of quarter number 2. This is for the Capital Athletic League Championship here on Comcast Sportsnet.
You never know what you'll hear on Comcast Sportsnet Insider.
It's like riding on the train in the morning. You're going to argue with somebody.
The offensive line problems shifted across the bay. He got a little bit of that USC arrogance in him.
Hey, my tennis elbow.
Okay. He's vying with Norv Turner for like worst coach in the NFL. What's good for the game is whatever the fans want.
You're going to pay a guy like that, it better be Doc Gooden before cocaine.
Tuesday nights at 7 and 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
You got plans tonight? Catching up on some bodybuilder. Quality time with the family, huh? Something like that. You know, I'm kind of a big fan of the Can-Do crew myself. You want to watch some Bob with me? You know, I've got a birthday thing. I'm around.
The Sprout shows your kids are talking about. Ready to watch anytime. On demand with Comcast Digital Cable. It's Comcasting.
Coming up Monday on Sports Rise, we'll see if Alex Smith's return is enough to lead the Niners to a win over the Saints and snap their 4-game losing streak. Plus, the Raiders are also going for a 3rd win this season. We'll see how they fared against the Titans, and we'll recap Game 4 of the World Series between the Rockies and Red Sox. It's all on Sports Rise Monday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
7-0 Casa Roble, though Del Campo will have it at the 6 as we start quarter number 2. Now this is, in essence, for the Capital Athletic League Championship. There is head coach Mike Domino. His team won the section championship a year ago, 21-14 over Pioneer. Now these teams could meet again in the playoffs, potentially for the section championship. You look at the Division III backup, the bracket, I should say, and the Capital Athletic League 1 and 2 will make the playoffs, and you see they're on opposite side of the brackets. They could eventually work their way up to that yellow mark, and one of them be the champion. They could play for the title. That would be so very interesting.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. I tell you, this is an interesting turn of events, like you said, because Del Campo, just a second ago, was on the verge of being down by 2 scores. Now, all of a sudden, they're getting right back in this football game, and we got a ball game. They have to be very pleased right now that Casa Roble hasn't had the ball enough to really do damage.
And we have a whistle and a flag as Del Campo tried to start the second quarter. And Vance, how big is that bad snap on the punt right now?
Oh, that's huge. That was at least a 40-yard difference in field position. Allowed Del Campo to take that shot to Halfield right off the beginning. And so Halfield just made the most incredible catch.
That's against Casa Roble, so half the distance to about the 2.5. Van Tassel comes into the huddle. The average score of Del Campo's games this year, 40-4. That tells you they haven't been in close games with the exception of that Napa contest, which they lost 13-12.
Yeah, neither one of these teams have really been tested, and both were a little nervous, I think, about facing each other, not really knowing what each other had until they got out there and had that first contact.
So they just reset the clock to 12 minutes. Norm Ryan out on the field, sporting the Hawaiian shirt, the head man for Casa Roble. About the 27 right now as he looks on, trying to get a stop from his defense.
Their whole JV squad had that look going tonight, which I thought must have been casual Friday.
Again, if you win, it's whatever you want it to be. Like you said, you go for it on 4th down, it's a great call.
Absolutely.
Here we go, 1st and goal from the 2.5. Johnson spun around on the inside and is brought down by multiple defenders for Casa Roble. Teaming up there, Shoemaker and Wilfley, as they really seem to kind of converge on the ball. Multiple guys tackling as we look at Coach Ryan, the defensive coordinator, as well.
Shoemaker on the tackle.
Well, you're going to see Goburn check into the game right here, and don't be surprised if they attack the wide side of the field here.
And Goburn almost looked like he went in motion. The run is by Domino up the middle. He scores, but this flag, I believe, is going to be against Del Campo. We'll have to wait and see. It was the fullback, Ryan Domino, who scores, but hold everything.
It does look like the wing, which I think was Goburn, who just checked in the game. It looked like he might have left quickly, and he did. It's going to bring it back. Well, those are one of those things that's a coach, it just gets so frustrated to be on the half-yard line and now be faced with a 6-yard scoring opportunity instead of a 1-yard scoring opportunity.
We'll get the call from Dan Costello.
Illegal shift, offense, it's still going to be 2nd down.
Now, if you're Casa Roble, maybe you don't mind because you run the spread. It gives you a little more room. Not Del Campo. They want to run it straight ahead, and clearly 6 is more disadvantageous than from the 2. Here's Van Tassel to Vogie. Vogie trying to break the tackle. He does the first tackle, but not the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Again, swarming to the ball, that defense. Shimp is there as well as Shoemaker for Casa Roble.
Well, he did the most important thing there. He got the penalty yardage back, so it's going to put him back in very short and goal on 3rd down here. And I have to think they've been finding it very tough going the mini. They're going to try to attack the edge again. The middle has been very tough for both teams. Nothing really been given away there.
3rd and goal for Del Campo, trailing 7-0. We're early in the 2nd quarter. Johnson running to the left, trying to get outside. What a tackle! Spectacular play from the outside by Chad Zufelt, the safety. He was the only man who could have made that play to prevent the touchdown from Johnson.
When you're teaching a young man how to come out and play corner and make a tackle, Mr. Zufelt, that's exactly how you do it. That was an outstanding tackle on a very elusive runner in the open field.
So far, Casa Roble has done a nice job against Johnson, who has rushed for 1,150 yards coming in only 7 games. And so it's 4th and goal. Blazers missed 1 from 24. He's going to attempt again here. This will be about a 22-yarder. Vogie to hold. Blazers kick is good. So he missed from 24. He is good from 22. And certainly from Del Campo's standpoint, they've been inside the 10 twice. They've only gotten 3 to show for it, but they have some points on the board. They trail 7-3, 10 minutes on the nose to go in the second quarter. As we step aside, this is high school football on Comcast Sportsnet.
Having trouble getting to work after a car accident? One call to Farmers Help Point could fix that. Farmers Help Point. Sanity makes a comeback.
Coming up Sunday on Sports Night, the Niners try and snap their 4-game losing streak while the Raiders go for win number 3. We'll recap both games, plus the rest of Week 8 in the NFL, and have a World Series update. That and more, Sunday, 11:30.
It's Breaking Weapons Freestyle, World Championship Kickboxing, and world-class championship boxing, only on Fight Sports.
Wednesday night starting at 7:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Eric Gals, Vance Mueller with you here on Comcast Sportsnet, 7-3 Casa Roble. And Vance, this week you asked Mike Domino, the head man for Del Campo, to recount that loss to Napa, and he said, he put it on his shoulders, but he said we were inside the 10 3 times, didn't get any points out of it. They missed a field goal. It wasn't Blazer kicking that game. He was injured. It's early, but this is reminiscent of that game here, being inside the 10 twice and only having 3 points to show for it.
It was the very thing that I thought of recalling that story right there, how he said he wasn't sure what to do because his one kicker had been injured, didn't have the confidence to go for it. They did decide to try it once. They missed a PAT. They missed a field goal, and that turned out to be the difference in the game. Right now, this is eerily reminiscent of the same type of situation. However, I still think in that particular situation right there, that was actually a victory for both teams. I think Blazer got a little confidence because he came back and made one. They put some points on the board. And, of course, for Casa, they held him to a field goal, so it's also a victory for them.
Nice kickoff by Blazer. It goes into the end zone for the touchback. Casa Roble will have it at the 20, up 7-3. They had the bad snap on their last go-round. But surprisingly low scoring here so far between two teams that average combined 84 points per game.
Well, on Del Campo's side, they've done a good job. They've been able to keep this offense off the field. And, for Coach Domino, that was part of their strategy, limit the amount of offensive touches they can have, and so far they've done that.
Roth on the run, but the penalty is against Casa Roble. And so this will come back.
Well, what's interesting, too, is that, Del Campo, of course, they want to try to run the football, put long, sustained drives together to, again, limit the opportunities, and all their big plays have been passing so far.
Go figure, right? And so that hurts Casa Roble already.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Already starting at their own 20, now the ball back at the 10, where it'll be 1st and 20 from there.
What you might be seeing, Eric, is just a little bit of nerve showing. They want this game very badly, and you can tell they're a little revved up. They need to settle down just a little bit.
Fake to Fairchild, Roth keeping. Gets to the outside, Kevin Roth. And Roth shy of the 20. He'll be spotted at the 17, maybe the 18. We'll give him 7, brings up a 2nd and 13. And Vance, we've harped on the fact that Casa Roble lost 20 guys off of last year's 10-2 team, only 2 returning starters in Fairchild and Piper. But their JV squad last year was 9-1. They were co-champions in the league with Bella Vista. Kevin Roth, he split time at quarterback with Sam Martinez. Martinez has played a little bit this year, but Roth is really entrenched as the man, both running and passing. Over his last 3 games passing, 8 touchdowns and just 1 pick after he got off to a pretty slow start this year throwing the ball.
Well, yeah, they have a nice balance on offense. They have 6 seniors and 5 juniors that are playing, so they're setting themselves up very nicely.
Look at that
for
catch.
next year.
Nice throw there by Roth. And on a little slant up the middle, it's Besso, Stephen Besso, the slot. A 57-yard touchdown earlier this year by Besso against Foothill. And that gets the ball up to the 37, a pickup of 20.
Well, it's a beautiful touch pass by Roth there. Look at him just putting over the drop of the linebackers right in the little slot, and a great catch by Besso, but even more impressive touch by Roth, understanding the depth of that linebacker could actually drop pretty deep.
First down, so Casa Roble took care of that 1st and 20 situation in a hurry. 7 yards on the run by Roth and the 20-yard pass to Besso. It is Fairchild up the gut. He's close to another first down. May end up being just shy, and that's McKell making the tackle. And Carlos McKell missed the last 3 weeks with a groin injury. You mentioned earlier the outstanding lineman, two-way lineman, Colin Lyons. He's missed the last 3. Talking with Coach Domino, he said, hey, they got to go. Now, if they can't give it to us, we'll pull them out of there. But this is for the title. We need those guys. They're 2 of our key guys. We need them to go tonight.
Absolutely. If you love football and you love what's going on out here and you want to be the guy on your team that makes a big play, you figure out a way to get it done, even when you're a little banged up. And there he is, over nose.
That was actually a first down on that last run by Fairchild. Here is Roth on the 1st and 10 play, and he picks up a couple just shy of midfield.
It looks like that case of nerves might be settling down now. I think that last penalty got everybody grounded. Everybody seems focused. And Roth right now seems to be taking control of the offense and getting a little rhythm out there.
And he comes to the sideline. Did Roth to get the play from the offensive coordinator. Jeff Baer, the O coordinator, his wife Jory, the athletic director here, and also the women's basketball coach. His son Tristan, a receiver for this squad, in fact, the leading receiver. 2nd and 8. Roth keeping again. And he ends up getting a few extra yards, kind of fell forward nicely to about the 47. And it's going to leave Casa Roble in a 3rd down and we'll say 4 situation.
This is where they want to be. They want to be in those manageable 3rd down situations, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Feel like they can pick those up almost with ease, but they've been in a couple long ones. One didn't work well, but previously they just completed a nice 22-yard pass and got out of trouble on 3rd and 12.
We go under 7 minutes to go in the opening half. 7-3 Casa Roble. As they face a 3rd down, Roth thought about throwing, and he is drilled. About 4 Del Campo defenders meet at the quarterback. Among those, Gage Starrin.
Well, that's a bad decision by Roth right there. That's a timing route. You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got to let that go, and if you don't have it, that's designed to be a run. Here you see him look. He doesn't like it, and it's too late.
So the Del Campo defense comes through, a defense that is now yielded just 35 points on the season. Coach Ryan looking on. For him, 20 years as the basketball coach here at Casa Roble. Football assistant for 15 of those, not the last 5. Then came back to the program and took over as the varsity head coach 6 years ago. The 3 previous years to Coach Ryan, 3 and 27 since he's taken over, 45, 14, and 1. Timeout taken by Casa Roble. They want to make sure there's not another bad snap on the punt. We'll take the timeout as well. Rams 7, Cougars 3. Midway through the 2nd quarter here at Newman Field. This is high school football on Comcast Sportsnet.
Gets up throat and gets the out. Look at the great catch, just 25 straight arm to beat one man, a straight arm to beat another. Takes the pitch, breaking tackles, knocking over people. Ansi Bird from Bishop goes down. The week goes to Kevin Ochoa from the 35-foot bomb and goes Andre Hayes. Archie rounding 3rd. He loses his shoe and slides sock first. Okay, K-Boo had a sensational play. Look at him keep his balance, stay on his feet.
He's going long. Touchdown, Nevada. Great football starts here.
The football pops out. Oak Grove has it.
High school football on Comcast Sportsnet. Tomorrow night at 9, Napa battles Vacaville. Nobody does high school football better.
Introducing the WGL $1 Million Shootout. The excitement begins with 22 golfers from all walks of life. Businessmen, moms and dads with one common goal: to win their share of a $1 million jackpot. Be a part of the excitement when the final putt is sunk and only 4 golfers are left standing when John O'Hurley hands out the $1 million check.
The World Golf League $1 Million Shootout, Wednesday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet.
6:18 to go on the second. We're at Newman Field on the Casa Roble High School campus in Orangevale, a suburb of Sacramento, about 20-25 miles outside of Sacramento. And you look at the common opponents, of course, members of the Capital Athletic League, but you're not through the season yet, so they played a couple of Cal teams and also some non-league teams as well. And you look, the comparable scores, pretty similar, maybe with the exception of Foothill. Casa had a difficult game. They're only winning by 14. While Del Campo blew them out. But for the most part, you look at the common opponents, it would tell you this is going to be a close game, and that's no surprise. This is a bad snap again, but Emond does a nice job to get back on it and able to punt it away and takes quite a Casa Roble bounce inside the 10 to about the 7. So quite a punt there. It's going to end up being about a 45-yard punt with no return.
Well, it's amazing how in the course of a game, something like that, which seems so small, another possible bad snap could again be another disaster. Instead, the punter snags it, gets off a beautiful kick, and it turns out to be a great play for them. And now Del Campo is backed up. But what could have been disaster has turned out to be an outstanding play for the special teams. And this is exactly where Casa wants Del Campo, down inside their own 10-yard line.
At the 7, a beautiful night, no wind, feels great, unlike last week when we had 25-mile-per-hour windstorms. Here is Kerry Johnson. Johnson trying to get going. He brings a couple of tacklers along for the ride. Finally slowed down by Shoemaker and Shimp. The linebackers just make every tackle seemingly for Casa Roble. A pickup there of 12 by Kerry Johnson.
Yeah, Shimp seems like he's been in almost every tackle, and that's the first time that Kerry Johnson's really got one going right through the heart of the defense. And again, carrying tacklers at the end. If he gets that thing going in the fourth quarter like that, he's going to break a couple long runs for sure.
Johnson had 234 yards last week in the win against Rio Americano. 190 in the first half. And so this time, got to give Johnson a little bit of a breather. It's the fullback,
C.J. Castro.
And so Castro gets to the 26. A nice gain there by the fullback. We'll say a gain of 7. Puts it in a second and very manageable situation, maybe even a play-action type down here on 2nd and 3.
You take a look at that O-line for Del Campo. They look pretty big. They look physical. It looks like they're trying to assert themselves right here. And
backs are split. It's Castro again, and he has the first down. He picks up 5, and so Castro plugging away. 150 yards rushing coming in for him. His season-high 55 in the win against Foothill.
Well, Casa's going to that 4-4 defense, and what you get with that is you have those tackle gaps that are quite open. They're trying to expose those, and right now they're having good luck hitting it right off tackle.
Under 5 minutes to go in the half. 7-3 in favor of Casa Roble. It's the 3rd straight run by a fullback for Del Campo, but this time being turned back is Eric Lowe after some initial forward progress. Let's see where they spot him on the forward progress. They're actually going to give him about 4, and there's Shoemaker again. Doesn't he look like a middle linebacker?
Boy, he does. He's about 6'1". Was he about 215?
Yep.
Boy, what an outstanding looking football player, and boy, is he in on every tackle.
Toss to Goburn. His first carry. Look at that speed. Goburn, as he shuffles through the defense, he gets to the 45. And that is enough for a Del Campo first down, a gain of around 9.
Boy, it's very tough on a defense when you have those big plugging fullbacks, and then you have a shifty runner with Johnson, and all of a sudden you see a speedster come in there. You got to adjust to the new type of player, and boy, what great speed he has.
Goburn averaging 11.7 yards per carry. Johnson almost at 10. Fake toss. Here's a little dive play with Lowe again. As Del Campo's really kind of going conservative, kind of grinded out type of situation right here. And just a couple there for Lowe on the first down run. And they'll bring up now a 2nd and 7.
Well, this is what Del Campo wants to do. They want to control this game, both time and field position-wise on the ground. They want to keep that explosive spread offense off the field for Casa Roble. I think they found their little groove right now. Their nerves have settled down. We're going to find out. This ball game is just starting to take shape right now.
It's funny, both offenses are so explosive. The opposing offenses are trying to go time of possession and ball control, so we're not going to see a lot of points because each team respects the other's offense so well. That pass is incomplete. Trying to look down the field to Orlando Ortiz was Van Tassel, and that falls incomplete.
Well, you called it right there. They went run, run, run. They set up that play action. Casa was not fooled, so now it's going to bring up a 3rd and long for them, and this is a situation that Campo actually does not like to be in or want to be in. They want to be in that 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2.
Well, again, this is a Del Campo team that has scored 42 points or more on 5 occasions this year, and Casa Roble, they've scored 41 or more this season on 5 occasions, and I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to 40 in this game, but that's just fine. Here's Van Tassel. Under some duress, looking to Vogie, too tall for him. The coverage there from Zufelt, the safety, and it'll bring up 4th down with the incompletion.
Well, neither one of these teams had faced defenses like they're facing tonight,
right.
obviously.
Great point.
You can tell by the score. And boy, is it different when you go up against a stout defense. Right there, a very dangerous pass, floating that long to the sideline. Luckily, that ball was tipped out of bounds, and it is going to bring up 4th, and Casa holds, so it is 7-3, still a very low-scoring game. Again, now they're going to go for field position here. They'll probably try to kick it to the sidelines and pin him inside the 20.
Mike Domino, the head man for Del Campo, the offensive and defensive coordinator, though he said he has a lot of help. Here's Satchwell, dangerous return, only able to return it a yard or 2, and Goburn there on coverage. But Satchwell, that tells you he's got a little daring in there to return that.
Daring by him, and I love the confidence of Del Campo to say, hey, we're going to kick to your best guy. Right. We have confidence we can cover. And so far, they've done an outstanding job.
Well, those might have been the 2 fastest guys on the field, and Satchwell and Goburn there hooking up.
It's a great tackle by Goburn. I mean, he took him down instantly.
Tyrone Willingham will like that greatly.
Absolutely.
Terrence Daly from Vacaville, who's in a big game tonight, also going to the University of Washington. Vacaville and Napa. Napa the only team to beat Del Campo playing tonight. There's Satchwell into the secondary. Look at Matt Satchwell as he gets to the 45. A pickup of 17 before he is brought down in the secondary by McKell. And Satchwell, he's just explosive every time he touches it.
Absolutely. Both those running backs are not very big. Boy, but when they hit that seam and they hit that gap, they are through there in a hurry.
I mean, Satchwell's had touchdown runs of 80, 70, punt return this year of 54 and of 60. That time Satchwell runs for 3 or 4. But that tells you what kind of explosiveness he has, and he's one of those key juniors off of last year's 9-1 JV team.
Absolutely. He's one of the kids they're trying to build the team around for next year. So when they graduate, about 17 kids this year, they're going to have a very solid foundation. Again, they want to win this league this year, and then they want to take control and make Del Campo the underdog instead of the other way around.
Well, certainly they'll build for the future with their juniors, but hey, for them, the future is right now. And again, they lost 20 starters, 31 seniors in total, and they're really poised for a 2-year run. Satchwell, speaking of running, bangs away, so it shows you he can run on the inside as well, Vance, and he's able to get 6.5. That's enough for a Casa Roble first down.
Well, I'm impressed by that center, Tyler Kanabe. He's 5'10", 300 pounds. And boy, does he create a wall when he gets those legs going. And I'm telling you, Satchwell knows where to go. He hides right behind Kanabe, and then boom, just bursts out of there with the great speed.
I would run behind him as well.
Absolutely.
You can see Neri, an empty seat, the band in the house as well. Final home game of the year, the senior ceremony before the game. What a lot of emotion here at Newman Field, and it's been a tight one. Low scoring at 7-3. It's Baer on the end around. A flag comes in. It was Tristan Baer, the wide receiver, who took it on the end around, but we'll hold up and wait for the call from Dan Costello.
Looks like they're going to call holding on number 23 out there, one of the wide receivers, trying to spring Baer. Well, Fair Oaks is a lovely community, very family-oriented. You can tell it's very open, lots of trees, lots of horses around here, great parks. You can tell by the crowd, lots of young kids, and it's just a great area for football. And both sides, of course, Del Campo very similar.
Holding Offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
Both sides of the stands filled. Just a great high school football atmosphere here tonight.
Yeah, Del Campo, located in Fair Oaks, about 8 miles away here from Orangevale. A very quick jaunt for two schools because they've been so good over the last 5 years. Again, the last 5 Capital Athletic League titles coming from one of these two. They have an outstanding rivalry in place. So on first and long, Casa Roble will run with Satchwell, and he's brought down on the play by Stolick. There's another flag that came in pretty late.
Well, I think the ref thought that last attempt there by Baer when they was blocking maybe looked like a punch, but I don't think it was. I just think he was blocking.
Personal foul.
And that's what he's going to call right there.
The fans here on the home side, and we're over on the home side this week, they did not like that, and that's a big one.
I don't think that it was what it looked like. I think there was just two guys battling. He was battling with Gobert, and it looked like he was just blocking till the whistle blew. But the way it looked, it's like maybe it threw a punch, and the ref didn't like it, trying to get this game under control quickly.
Personal foul. Offense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So you have the hold, Vance. Then on the run there, Satchwell looked like he got in those 10 back. You throw on the personal foul back to the 40.
Well, you go, Coach. What do we got for 2nd and 25?
Flea flicker? Only 1:35 to go now. Casa Roble still has 2 timeouts left, but they're starting to run out of time here in the first half, though they lead 7-3. Well, they'll reset the down marker to make it 1st and 25 from the 40. Out of the gun, as Roth always does. Here's Satchwell. That's the one guy that can pick up that type of yardage in one run, potentially.
Well, if you're Del Campo right now, you're saying, we're happy. Even though we're down, we're in a very manageable situation for us. This game didn't get out of control. We controlled the field. We controlled the emotions. We're going to come back. We're going to stick to our game plan in the second half. One score, maybe another field goal. If we can keep doing what we're doing, we're going to steal a victory on the road right here.
We'll take a quick break. The officials take the timeout. 7-3, Casa Roble leading here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Comcast Sportsnet is going back to school. The cheerleaders, the bands, the hits, the touchdowns, the rivalries. Every Thursday, high school football is live on Comcast Sportsnet. From the Bay to the Valley, we bring you the best matchups in Northern California.
Thursday night at 7:30, the Tigers of Roseville battle the Rockland Thunder.
CSN Thursday Night Football, presented by Farmers Insurance. Farmers, gets you back where you belong.
Can you imagine studying abroad? Really putting yourself out there and trying something new?
This semester, I'm studying art history in Rome.
Can you imagine exploring the world? Immersing yourself into a foreign country and learning about other cultures?
I'm studying economics in London.
Can you imagine being pushed further than ever before? Challenging yourself so you can make a difference and get the most out of college?
I'm studying Spanish this semester in Madrid.
And surround yourself with new cultures, inspiration, and experiences that will move you towards a great future. Think about the possibilities. Explore the world. Discover your potential. It all starts here. St. Mary's College of California.
Late in the second quarter, 2nd and about 22 for Casa Roble. Kevin Roth trying to make a move, and he is brought down defensively by C.J. Castro after a gain of 2, and that'll make it 3rd and right around 20.
Well, great job by Dover Spike, because Dover Spike did what he needed to. He was able to hold containment on Roth, and even though he got faked out, he turned him inside for no gain, and here we are, 3rd and 24.
Somewhat surprised that there is no timeout taken by Del Campo to force a punt. And really, here, if you're Casa Roble, you just run it one time with 18 seconds and ticking, and then, hey, go into the locker room, you're up, and you will get the ball to start half number 2. Almost no need to even take a snap here, quite honestly, Vance. Here's Roth, and he's got to hold on to the ball. He goes down. If you're Del Campo, you got to take a timeout and force him to punt, don't you? Doesn't look like they will, though.
No, I think they're happy with where the game is right now. I think they feel like they've got him right where they want him. They kept the high-scoring offense to 7 points. They're very manageable for them. No big turnovers, no big mistakes. We'll go in with 7-3. We'll make our adjustments, and we'll come back, and we'll try to win this game.
Yeah, Del Campo holds a high-scoring offense to 7, but in turn, Casa Roble holds a high-scoring offense to just 3. Twice Del Campo had it inside the 10. They missed a field goal and then have a field goal. That's all they have to show for it. We played one half here at Newman Field to determine the Capital Athletic League Championship. Still a ways to go. Casa Roble at the break, 7-3 here on Comcast Sportsnet.
What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year so you can see who will be crowned world champion. WCSN travels the world to cover top international competitions. Who will be the next world champion? Watch World Championship Sports to find out.
UCI Road Race World Championship, Wednesday night at 5. Comcast Sportsnet's Cal Bears On Demand gives you total control of your viewing experience. And it's free for all Comcast digital cable subscribers. From your on-demand menu, select Sports and Fitness, Comcast Sportsnet. Then Cal Bears. Select from an exclusive library of Cal content, including archived episodes of the Cal Sports Report, Coach Jeff Tedford's weekly press conferences, as well as past athletic events. Watch TV on your terms with Comcast Sportsnet and Cal Bears On Demand. You never know what you'll hear on Comcast Sportsnet Insider.
It's like riding on the train in the morning. You're going to argue with somebody.
The offensive line problems shifted across the bay. He got a little bit of that USC arrogance in him. My tennis elbow. Okay. He's vying with Norv Turner for worst coach in the NFL. What's good for the game is whatever the fans want.
You're going to pay a guy like that, it better be Doc Gooden before cocaine.
Tuesday nights at 7 and 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
We're at the break here at Newman Field in Orangevale on the Casa Roble High School campus. Casa Roble and Del Campo, the only 2-0 teams in the Capital Athletic League. In essence, this is for the league championship. Casa Roble on top 7-3 as we look at the first half numbers. Pretty defensive-minded game for teams that average 40 and 44 points respectively. Matt Satchwell, though, really the main offensive guy for either team in the first half. Satchwell, out of the 119 yards rushing for Casa Roble, he had 92 of those, Vance. While Cody Johnson, the leading rusher for Del Campo, he was held to just 27 yards on 9 carries.
If you are Casa Roble, that's what you have to do. You got to be able to limit Cody Johnson, and so far they've done that. But on retrospect, and you take a look at what Del Campo's done, they've also been able to stop them. Even though 92 yards went out to Satchwell, there's only 7 points on the board.
And those 7 points, 6 of them came on the run by the keeper, the quarterback, Kevin Roth. He had the touchdown for Casa Roble, able to go up the middle. It should be noted as well as we look at the touchdown by Roth that twice Del Campo had it inside the 10. They missed a field goal and got a field goal for their only scoring.
Well, and it was a very cutsy call there because they went for it on fourth down. They were able to convert, so it was a brilliant call.
So we're back with the start of the second half right after this, 7-3, Casa Roble on top. This is high school football on Comcast Sportsnet.
Gets up close and gets the out. Look at the great catch, just 25 straight arm to beat one man, a straight arm to beat another, takes the pitch, breaking tackles, knocking over people. Ansi Bird from Bishop goes down, so he goes to Kevin Ochoa from the 35-foot bomb and goes, Andre Hayes, Archie rounding third. He loses his shoe and slides sock first. Okay, K-Foo, had a sensational play. Look at him keeping his balance, stay on his feet.
Hi, I'm Justin Wolf, and if you like bass fishing, you're going to love Galaxy Marine's True Bass, the West's #1 bass fishing show, right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
I said, son, it's a disputable thing, but bass is king.
Galaxy Marine's True Bass, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Intimidating.
This was our finest hour.
The Raider philosophy.
And he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie. John Madden's grin is from ear to ear. He looks like a slick watermelon.
46 years of tradition captured every Saturday night on Comcast Sportsnet.
Right here, hey, I remind you, gentlemen, back in, sir, that we require that information. That wasn't enough. Then I come from here to here. That wasn't enough. Keep organized. Get this thing done. Look at the documents they coach that you can learn. It costs any money. Way over the button.
We're all here in black and white. Last January, you have a point to make. Right, you're not paying attention. You're the people who are not paying attention. Just Saturday.
I have something to say.
Del Campo has won 15 consecutive Capital Athletic League games. They are the 3-time defending champ. Their last loss was to Casa Roble the 30th of October 2004. They went down in that contest to the Rams by the count of 30-29. In last year's game, it was a win for Del Campo as they had a big game from Cody Johnson, the man we were just talking about. Johnson had 116 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and a 30-19 Del Campo win. Really, Johnson's going to have to get going here in the second half for Del Campo.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, going in at 7-3, I'm sure they went in and said, hey, guys, this is a very manageable game for us. Casa Roble also going in saying the same thing. We have them right where we want them. It's really, I think, going to come down to either turnovers or mistakes in the second half. I don't think either one of these teams is really going to blow anybody out tonight.
Here's Blazer to kick off for Del Campo. Satchwell from the 12, he loses it. Satchwell trying to pick it up. Does he scramble for it? There's a mad pile at about the 24. Matt Satchwell, it went off his chest and bounced forward. Then he was able to, looks like, recover it in what would have been a complete and utter disaster for Casa Roble. And it may have been Fairchild, I think. I said it was Satchwell, but I think Fairchild may have come over and given an assist to his running mate there on the recovery.
Boy, that took a terrible bounce for Satchwell. They were lucky to come away with that. And those are the types of things that we were just talking about. Those could be the things right there that are going to be the difference in this ballgame.
1st and 10 for Casa Roble, leading 7-0 at the 24, their own, out of the spread. Satchwell went in motion. Roth, the toss. That was a dangerous toss to Fairchild, and he's brought down. Well done there by Alex Vogie up from his strong safety position.
Well, I've been impressed by the defensive end, Overspike, all night because, again, he held his containment, he held his ground. He forced Roth to pitch that ball out. Corners are coming up and doing a great job. They just have not been able to get that speed option working at all.
Only 6 carries for 14 yards for Fairchild, who had 900 yards coming in and 13 touchdowns. He hasn't gotten on track, although certainly Satchwell has. 2nd and 12, it was a loss of 2. A straight handoff this time for Casa Roble that goes nowhere. So look at Del Campo as they come out from the intermission and defensively make a couple of plays at the start. That time, it looks like it'll be no gain on the play for Fairchild and bring up 3rd and 12.
Well, I think one thing that's happening right now is when you run that spread offense and you're playing teams that you can just do at will with what you want, makes it very easy in your play selection. You can be very limited. But when you're up against a tight defense like this, you have to be more diverse. You've got to spread it around. You've got to throw it. You've got to toss it. You've got to mix some play action in there. Right now, they haven't shown a lot of diversity, and it's hurting them.
So trying there, Roth, his pass was originally held by Colvin and then kind of knocked out there by Vogie. There's also a penalty flag on the play back near the middle of the field. Roth was 2 for 2 in the first half, but this is going to go against Casa Roble. They had 4 penalties, a couple of costly ones in that first half, including a personal foul late.
Well, if you're Del Campo, you're saying what we need to do is start this second half with the 3 and out, and they got it right here.
Here's the call from Dan Costello.
Holding, offense, penalties decline, 4th down.
And of course, it's declined by Del Campo, brings up a punting situation. First incompletion there by Roth, who was 2 for 2 for 41 yards in the first half.
Well, there's a good chance now that Del Campo is going to start with this ball inside Casa's territory here.
That's a good snap to Emond this time, but it's a short kick. Kerry Johnson at the 48. Here comes Kerry Johnson down the sideline. Johnson able to scurry forward to about the 37, a return of 16. And you're right, Vance, outstanding starting field position for Del Campo at the 37 of Casa Roble.
Absolutely, they're inside Casa's territory already on the 37-yard line. And if you're Del Campo, this second half couldn't have started any better than you would have game planned it. And a great catch and a good quick decision-making ability right here by Johnson to get that ball up the field without hesitation.
From the 36, 1st and 10, Vogie comes out wide to the right, 2 receivers to the left for the Cougars. They'll run with Kerry Johnson, though. Johnson breaks it to the outside. Johnson inside the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Kerry Johnson. Just like that, Del Campo's in the lead.
We talked about it. We talked about him. How do you contain this guy? You can only contain him for so long. That was an excellent burst of speed, good running, even more importantly, set up by great field position by the defense on a 3 and out to start the second half.
Kerry Johnson, the first half, 9 carries, 27 yards. Second half, 1 carry, 36, and a touchdown for his 7th straight game.
He is an explosive player.
And now for him, 17 touchdowns on the season. Vogie holding, Blazers point after is good. 10-7 Del Campo. They get the 3 and out and the touchdown by Johnson, an electrifying run, and the Cougars, the 3-time defending Capital Athletic League champions, on top 10-7. Here's Kerry Johnson coming right at you. This is high school football on Comcast Sportsnet.
Introducing the WGL $1 Million Shootout. The excitement begins with 22 golfers from all walks of life. Businessmen, moms and dads with one common goal: to win their share of a $1 million jackpot. Be a part of the excitement when the final putt is sunk and only 4 golfers are left standing when John O'Hurley hands out the $1 million check.
The World Golf League $1 Million Shootout, Wednesday night at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Okay, guys, you gotta be quicker out there, okay?
Especially you, Bullseye.
Need to go really fast? Sign up for Comcast high-speed internet today and download whatever you want faster than ever before. At ridiculously quick speeds, it's way faster than DSL and dial-up. Sign up today and start doing more things online faster. Just call 1-888-COMCAST. Comcast high-speed internet. It's Comcastic.
Coming up Monday on Sports Rise, we'll see if Alex Smith's return is enough to lead the Niners to a win over the Saints and snap their 4-game losing streak. Plus, the Raiders are also going for a 3rd win this season. We'll see how they fared against the Titans, and we'll recap Game 4 of the World Series between the Rockies and Red Sox. It's all on Sports Rise Monday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
What makes something amazing? Is it doing something that has never been done before? Is it doing what people once believed impossible? Or is amazing something you become? We believe in doing the amazing. In dominating air, space, and cyberspace. In inventing technology to save lives. In doing the unimaginable. But our most amazing accomplishment isn't what we've done. It's who we've become.
Del Campo on top now. Kerry Johnson getting congratulations. We talked a lot about him having to get going here, Vance, in the second half. Also, Del Campo came out very late from the break between the second quarter and the third quarter. Mike Domino taking a long time to talk with his squad. Clearly, they listened to what he had to say. They responded here on defense first, and then on that first offensive play by Johnson.
The halftime talk could have gone any better for Coach Domino. I'm sure they came out and executed exactly the way they talked about. The key right here is Casa Roble is going to have to answer right back to not let this momentum get out of control and switch over to Del Campo.
We talked about Mike Domino's dad, Jim, 2 section titles at El Camino in the mid-'80s, and then, of course, Mike Domino first at Johnson High School, taking them to the section semifinals in '01, and then has been very successful since coming over to Del Campo. A squibber from Blazer that gets returned by Shoemaker, the linebacker. He returns it to the 38, and much like a linebacker, he delivers a shot.
Holy cow. Linebackers love to get a chance to run the ball, as you can see right there. He gave a forearm shiver to somebody. You heard the crowd go crazy on that hit.
So up to the 40, that's the thing about the squibs sometimes. It gives the opposition good field position, but you're also taking a chance anytime you kick deep to Satchwell.
If I was Del Campo, I like the philosophy. I like their decision making. Keep it out of Satchwell and Fairchild's hand. I'd much rather have Shoemaker running the ball than one of those two guys.
Satchwell has the ability to take it deep every time. It's Roth keeping, Kevin Roth, and he's stopped by Castro and also Starin. Gets to the 44, a gain of 4 by Kevin Roth. A junior, his first year as a varsity starter, very successful on the lower level, but I like the way he's played here tonight, and he's gotten better all season long as he's matured as a varsity quarterback.
Yes, absolutely. He makes good decisions. He doesn't turn the ball over, but I do think that they're going to have to get a little more diverse. They're going to need to see that ball get in the air a little bit if they're going to want to open this offense up and really make it hum.
And in the first 4 weeks of the season, he only threw 1 touchdown along with 3 picks. The last 3 weeks leading up to this game, 8 touchdowns and 1 pick. So he's capable. He's been getting better throwing it. He'll try to throw it here. That's well behind his intended receiver. He had 2 in the area, actually. Besso was over there, although it might have been Lou, the intended receiver. I'm not sure. They were both so close in the route they ran there.
Well, it's an interesting situation because Roth hasn't really been tested. They've been able to pretty much do whatever they want. And as we talked to Coach Ryan about it, this team has just kind of developed into a running team, and they've gotten away from the passing game. It's going to be curious to see if when they need the pass, are they going to be able to go to it when they really need it, because it just has not been tested.
3rd and long, right at 6 from the 44. A run. Satchwell. He breaks the tackle of Goburn. He's at midfield. It will be very close. Goburn would have held him short. And look at Satchwell, a little slow to get up, but what an extra effort, because if he had gone down when Goburn hit him, he would have been 2 yards shy.
It was a tremendous hit by Tony Goburn. I mean, right in the ribs. And here you see that hit. And what a great job by Satchwell. That is all heart and determination. And man, did he pay for it. He's getting up slow, and you can see right here, even Colin Lyons comes in to finish him off at 280 pounds, but it's a first down, and that's a huge play for Casa at this point in the game.
It took a guy going to the University of Washington and to Oregon State to bring down Satchwell, the junior, there on a fine run. He has 99 yards on just 11 carries. So right at 9 yards per carry for the season. He's at 13.2. It's actually bringing down his average. That was snapped early. It's past Roth. He wasn't ready for it. He covers it back at the 36. Ends up being a loss of 14. Casa Roble wanted a late hit because, of course, when Roth goes down, the ball's dead. But clearly the ball was snapped a little early there from Kanabi.
Well, if that was the NFL, they would have called it for sure. I don't even think you're allowed to touch a quarterback in the NFL anymore. But the ref clearly thought that was not a dirty play, just hustling for the ball. You'll see it right here. Roth not ready for the snap. Kanabi lets it go. And we'll take a look here. He is down.
Let's see. Yeah,
he tried to, but it's definitely late.
Right.
And he didn't put his helmet in it or anything.
Right. Thought maybe the ball was still loose. There's Coach Ryan. He's a little fired up. Everybody is, certainly. But now it's 2nd and 24, maybe 25 after the bad snap. A flag comes in, maybe delay a game. Let's see.
I'm only hoping that the casual Friday shirt didn't throw him off at all.
It is going to be delay a game there. And so heading in the wrong direction is Casa Roble. We'll call it 2nd and 30.
Well, that's the second time tonight now that the penalties are starting to rack up for Casa Roble. They were in a 2nd and 25 earlier in the game. Now they're in a 2nd and 35.
So what do you? I went flea flicker earlier. What do you got here for 2nd and?
I like double reverse pass.
Sounds good to me. Little fake by Roth. Now he'll run, break a tackle. Here comes Kevin Roth trying to get to the outside. 40. Goburn gets to him at the 48, and he throws him down. And there is a late hit flag as he throws him down into the Gatorade area. I don't think it was malicious, but it was clearly very late, and that's always a scary situation. You see Goburn's in there amongst the Casa Roble sideline, and so now this rivalry has been ratcheted up in this championship game. You see Coach Ryan very displeased as well. Again, I don't think Goburn was being malicious, but it was late.
Well, it was late, and he threw him down, and I think what everybody's so riled up about is because he threw him into the benches.
Right.
And it could have got the kid hurt, and I think that's what everybody's getting all riled about. Again, if you watch, it was 2 guys just running full speed going to the sideline. It's not like you can just turn all that momentum off.
And so Roth on the run got about 15. And you see Coach Ryan is really into it here. And, of course, he's protecting his players.
Which, and he should be upset, but you can only lobby so much because it's still only a 15-yard penalty. We're not going to give him the 100-yarder that he wants. So he's going to have to make his case, and then he's going to have to let it go. Oh, and he is. He just wants it. He wants to make sure his quarterback's protected.
I believe the fans are chanting, "Throw him out." I don't believe that's going to happen. Here's the call.
Personal foul against the defense. That'll be an ejection.
Wow. It is an ejection on Goburn. Wow. He's gone. So the fans, the Romans ask and they receive.
I am surprised by that. But again, safety of the kids always comes first. And I think they can feel the intensity of it being rivalry week, and they don't want to take any chance of this getting out of hand, so they're going to cut it off very quickly.
Well, and again, we want to be fair. You saw Goburn bring down Roth. Now, he had an arm on him, and they were both kind of off balance. He did certainly still bring him down. You're right, clearly, Vance. The fact that he went into the table and the Gatorade made it look worse. Now, again, though, if you throw him down that late out of bounds, it deserves a penalty. Throwing a guy out, I'm not sure the officials deemed it to be that way. You've got to respect their opinion. It's very difficult to make that call one way or another. I'm not saying it's an easy call, either keeping him in the game or ejecting him.
Yeah, I don't know which way you go with that. I respect his decision because I think he really just wanted to keep the game from getting out of hand. To me, it looked like it was the momentum of the players.
Sure.
It was just too hard to stop. Maybe Goburn could have let him go. We'll watch it one more time.
He was kind of off balance, but it's hard to tell. Maybe he did kind of have that little extra toss in there. And, of course, Coach Domino not pleased to lose a guy with the skill of Goburn. But the officials, they realize the intensity in this rivalry and what's on the line. So I'm sure they're going to play it close to the vest. And you have to remember, even though Goburn was off balance, that's about 12 to 15 yards off the sideline as well when Roth went down.
Well, after watching that replay again, I don't know how the ref could see it from over there
in that
the
pile
crowd
of players, right?
But it looked like there might have been just a little extra flip
Sure.
at the end, and we'll see it right here one more time. And here he comes. It's a good decision by Roth to pull it down. You see him get off to the sideline right here. And I think what you're going to see right here at the end is maybe a little flip by Goburn where maybe he could have let release, and the refs deemed that intentional and flagrant.
There it is
right there. He could have let go, but then right there he gives a little tug, and apparently the refs felt that was malicious, and they threw him out of the game.
As if we didn't have enough already going on in this one. Now an ejection, 10-7 Del Campo, but they're going to have to play the rest of the way without Tony Goburn. 7:49 to play in the third here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Having trouble getting to work after a car accident? One call to Farmers Help Point could fix that. Farmers Help Point. Sanity makes a comeback.
What does it take to be the best? To compete? To become a world champion? Every week, World Championship Sports brings you the best athletes competing in the biggest events of the year so you can see who will be crowned world champion. WCSN travels the world to cover top international competitions. Who will be the next world champion? Watch World Championship Sports to find out.
UCI Road Race World Championship, Wednesday night at 5. Comcast Sportsnet's Cow Bears On Demand gives you total control of your viewing experience. And it's free for all Comcast digital cable subscribers. From your on-demand menu, select Sports and Fitness, Comcast Sportsnet. Then Cal Bears. Select from an exclusive library of Cal content, including archived episodes of the Cal Sports Report, Coach Jeff Tedford's weekly press conferences, as well as past athletic events. Watch TV on your terms with Comcast Sportsnet and Cal Bears On Demand.
10-7 Del Campo from Newman Field here on the Casa Roble High School campus. Both teams unbeaten in Capital Athletic League play. In essence, this is for the championship. You look at the last 5 years in the Capital Athletic League, the titles have all either come from Casa Roble or Del Campo. Del Campo winning the last 3 titles, while Casa Roble won the titles in the first 2 years of Norm Ryan's tenure back in 02 and 03. You look there as a co-championship for Del Campo in 04, but Del Campo has won 15 straight league games. Now they're without Tony Goburn, who is ejected. Now, there was an article in the Sacramento Bee today talking about this rivalry. When you have 5 straight titles among 2 teams, you're going to have the rivalry increase. Talking about a transfer as well from Casa Roble to Del Campo a few years back that ratcheted up. So in fairness to the officials, they're aware of that kind of stuff too. They want to keep this game under control. Maybe they felt they had no choice but to go with the ejection of Tony Goburn.
It appears clearly that that was their decision to do it that way. They wanted to keep the emotions down. They wanted to keep it underhand. But watching this game so far, it's been a very clean ball game. I haven't seen anything other than kids playing hard out there, no pushing or shoving. I'm kind of surprised that they would make that decision this early in the game because you just haven't seen anything that really indicated this game was getting out of hand.
I think, though, at the same time, they want to make sure it doesn't happen from here on out. But the ejection certainly is the ultimate. And Coach Ryan, you saw him a second ago. He was really fired up. So it was a 2nd and 30 after the run by Roth and the penalty. It's a first down for Casa Roble.
That is an incredible turn of events right there.
It sure was. Mark it down. Now at the 37 of Del Campo, trailing by 3 for the Rams of Casa Roble. Trying to break the stranglehold, the 3-year run in the Cal by Del Campo. Going deep to Baer off the fingertips. There might have been a hand on that ball by the defender as Tristan Baer, the leading receiver, it was broken up by McKell. He may have gotten a fingertip on it. Would have been a spectacular catch
right
by
at
Baer.
the end was able to get a finger in there because that was going to be a touchdown to Tristan Baer. Right here, you'll see it. He reaches in.
Maybe a little contact. It looked like it goes off the fingertips of Baer, although certainly it would have been a spectacular catch had he held it. Baer, 22 receptions, leads the team, also 5 receiving touchdowns. Roth was 2 for 2 throwing in the first half, Vance, 0 for 3 here in the third quarter.
Well, that was a very well-thrown ball right there. He put it exactly where he had to. A tough catch by Baer. It was just enough body position by McKell to kind of blind his vision.
Roth keeping on 2nd and 10. Gets a couple. Dover spike is a spike in the road for him. And also Stolick. And let's see, Roth gets 3 on the run. 3rd and 7. He's running a marathon back and forth from the sideline to get the play.
He's going to definitely be in shape after this game. He is playing very conservative, you know, not pitching the ball and keeping it himself quite a bit, trying to limit mistakes. Looks like they're going to go to direct snap to the running back here.
It is. It's Satchwell. Satchwell ping-ponged around. Domino finishes him off, the coach's son, who got his license. He's just a sophomore, got his license the other day, working on it. And, you know, this is a defense we've talked about a lot, Vance, only giving up 4 points per game. The most they yielded was 13 in Napa. They start 3 sophomores. That's remarkable. They could be so dominant with 3 sophomores in Ryan Domino, Orlando Ortiz, and Tony Gonzalez.
Excellent to have 3 sophomores coming up there and be able to do that without depleting your JV staff. They are also building for the future.
4th down and about 3.5. Casa Roble to go for it at the 30. Long count from Roth. He will keep. Kevin Roth will not get it. Brown and others stand tall. Jeremy Brown there for Del Campo. That is a big play, so now the momentum shifts back to Del Campo.
That is a huge play. It's the same play they ran on the goal line for the touchdown on 4th down. They fake it to the fullback coming in motion. Quarterback pulls it out and keeps it. And Del Campo was not fooled. That was a huge stop. You know, sometimes when the bad things go against you and you're the road team, you kind of feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. And you're getting the monkey business put to you, and it gets you fired up, and you're seeing little energy now switching over to Del Campo. Let's see if they can take advantage of this right here with 6:26 remaining in the third.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. They lead 10-7. They've had the ball for one play here in the third. It was a Kerry Johnson touchdown run of 36 yards. Johnson bangs out here 5 on 1st down, so it'll make it 2nd down and 5. And we're talking about adversity here in the game, which certainly pales into comparison to what's happened to the Del Campo community. Back on the 13th of October, early in the morning, there was a fatal car accident with 3 ladies in it, 2 of whom passed away, current Del Campo students, and 1 former student as well. That was the morning of Del Campo's game back on the 13th against Mira Loma. So there was a vigil going on as they were playing that game. They don't have lights. They played during the day. So many players went to the funeral. They know the 2 girls who passed away, and they played 2 games now since then. And, of course, something that's really hitting home at the school. Johnson there loses about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
When I was a coach at Christian Brothers, we had something similar happen after school where some students were run over by a drunk driver just walking home from school. It really brings the community together. It tears them apart, it shakes them up, but it also has a way to pull everybody together. You really feel a sense of community after a tragedy like that, but it is so hard for kids to put all that in perspective, and it can really weigh heavy on them.
That accident really right outside the campus within walking distance of the Del Campo campus. Nice stop defensively by Harris and Wilfley. There is Mike Domino, also a CHP officer. Almost had to go to a 12-hour shift this week because the fires in Southern California, a lot of guys going there, but certainly he probably worked 17, 18-hour days between working at the CHP and the head coach here at Del Campo. So on 3rd long, a little comeback pass to Marcus Webb. And Webb on 3rd and 9 gets maybe 7, possibly 6, but it's still going to be 4th and a couple for Del Campo.
It was a nice toss right there. It was a good completion, and they're going to punt the ball away here, as they should.
Yeah, too deep in your own territory at the 38 to even entertain ideas, and you're in the lead at 10-7. No need to risk it right here.
Absolutely, it's gone exactly the way you wanted to start the second half. They're going to have to try to pin him back with field position. Let's see if they just punt another one right to Satchwell. Oh, we got a flag. We got delay of game.
Yep, going to be probably delay of game against Del Campo. Yep, that is the call. Marching back 5. Give Satchwell some more room as well. Right now, Satchwell, he's standing at about the 44, kind of daring them to kick it past him. That's Blazer, the punter.
This is almost identical situation that Del Campo was to start the second half. Right here near midfield, they're going to get the ball in great field position. They have a chance now to turn it into great field position and come back and take the lead themselves.
Here's Blazer. Done all the kicking duties tonight. Satchwell, he'll let this one bounce, and it's going to take a Del Campo bounce and then come to a rest at about the 32. So Del Campo dodges a bullet as Satchwell's unable to return it. And
well, it didn't work out quite as well as it did for Del Campo. They don't get, Casa does not get down into Del Campo's territory, but they are going to start at the 32, which is good field position for them. But we're going to have to see them mix it up a little bit in their play selection. They're going to want to get this offense going.
Well, a beautiful night. Teams that average a combined 84 points per game. We expected to see a lot, but you know what? Even though it's 10-7, it's been as exciting as if it was 30-31 right now.
Oh, absolutely. 2 teams playing their best football, battling back-to-back. It's been very exciting.
Rather 31-30. There's a catch to Lou. Up across the 40 to the 41, about a yard shy of a Casa Roble first down, and that's the first completion of the second half by Kevin Roth.
Yeah, after going 2 for 2 in the first, he was 0 for 4, and he threw a couple bad balls, threw one really nice one to Tristan Baer, and here's another one out here in the flat. And that's what you need to do, just give him some short, easy completions, get him in a little rhythm. It's going to open up that running game if they can continue to do that.
Another showdown between Casa Roble and Del Campo here in the Capital Athletic League, in essence, for the title in week number 8. Roth straight up the middle, and he has the first down. Only needed a yard. He gets about 4 up to the 45, and it'll move the chains for the Rams.
Looks like Casa Roble is going to take a little page from Del Campo's playbook here. They're going to try to use up all this time here and drive it down to put a score on and take the lead, and then allow their defense to hold them.
Well, and certainly offensively for Del Campo, there's going to even be a larger load for Kerry Johnson to shoulder without Tony Coburn, although really Coburn only had 1 carry to this point in the contest, but has been ejected.
Well, they are the 2 big game breakers for that team. They have a trio of fullbacks that they put in. They're giving some good hard carries, but they don't have the same game-breaking ability that a guy like Tony Coburn does.
Fairchild brought down by Colin Lyons. Fairchild gets 3. Well, and he's another guy that could get going certainly and add to the offense for Casa Roble. For the most part, it's been all Satchwell and a little bit of Roth. Fairchild he's really been shut down by the defense of Del Campo.
Absolutely. Roth has just been playing steady, hasn't been too flashy. It's been all Satchwell. Don't be surprised if you see Fairchild break off a good run here, if you can get Roth getting those quick little dumpers to open that and get those linebackers loosened up a little bit.
8 carries for 17 yards is all for Fairchild. Here's Roth. Room to roam. Kevin Roth turns the corner at the 30, and he's bumped out at about the 26. Big gain there by Kevin Roth of 27 yards.
Excellent running. Great blocks down there by the wide receivers, and it was also Fairchild leading the way for him around the right end, and great bit of running right here. You know what? Ross got a little bit of speed. Brought down by Kerry Johnson.
130 yards earlier this year against Wood Creek for Roth, and a couple of touchdowns in that game. Also had a 36-yard touchdown run against El Camino, and he's coming off a 4-touchdown passing game last week in the win against Mira Loma, so he is multifaceted, no question. And what about Johnson having to play some defense? We'll keep an eye on that. Here's Satchwell inside the 25 to about the 23.
Well, it's interesting. They often use number 28, Marcus Webb, in there at DB, but instead they decide to go with Johnson. So they got a lot of guys playing both ways out there, and he's not going to have his relief in there with Coburn at running back. So we'll find out if pound for pound really lives up to his name tonight.
Well, and really, yeah, as you mentioned, Coburn's out of there. That's why Johnson's got to come in and play even more at the corner position. 2nd and 4. Out of the gun all game long for Kevin Roth. Gives it directly to Satchwell. Domino in on the tackle, but Satchwell has a first down for Casa Roble to the 14. Pickup of about 8 there for Satchwell. Now 14 carries for 117 yards as Norm Ryan looks on, his team ready potentially to retake the lead.
Well, they're doing a much better job of mixing up the play calling, keeping them a little bit off balance. Don't be surprised if you see him take another shot in the end zone here.
1st and 10, final 35 seconds of the 3rd. Fairchild running up the middle, gets to the 10, so about 4 yards there for him.
Well, it's interesting. They're deciding right now. I think they're feeling that maybe Colin Lyons is a little tired, maybe a little hurt. They're running right at him, you know, and they're getting 4 or 5 yards a crack.
And remember, he's missed the last 3 games. I should say he hasn't played the last 3, so it takes a while to get that win back. So wisely, Casa Roble is going to let the clock run out here in the 3rd. No need to rush a snap in there. And so we will head to the 4th. The ball rests on the 10-yard line for Casa Roble. They'll have about a 2nd and 6 when we come back. They are trailing 10-7, but poised to take the lead here in a standing room only crowd at Newman Field. Del Campo 10, Casa Roble 7, a quarter to decide the Capital Athletic League champion here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Comcast Sportsnet is going back to school. The cheerleaders, the bands, the hits, the touchdowns, the rivalries. Every Thursday, high school football is live on Comcast Sportsnet. From the Bay to the Valley, we bring you the best matchups in Northern California.
Thursday night at 7:30, the Tigers of Roseville battle the Rockland Thunder.
CSN Thursday Night Football, presented by Farmers Insurance. Farmers, gets you back where you belong.
You never know what you'll hear on Comcast Sportsnet Insider.
It's like riding on the train in the morning. You're going to argue with somebody.
The offensive line problems shifted across the bay. He got a little bit of that USC arrogance in him.
Hey, my tennis elbow. Okay.
He's vying with North Turner for like worst coach in the NFL.
What's good for the game is whatever the fans want.
You're going to pay a guy like that, it better be Doc Gooden before cocaine.
Tuesday nights at 7 and 11, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hi, I'm Justin Wolf, and if you like bass fishing, you're going to love Galaxy Marine's True Bass, the West's #1 bass fishing show, right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
I said, son, it's a disputable thing, but bass is king.
Galaxy Marine's True Bass, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Eric Gals, Vance Mueller with you. 10-7 Del Campo on top. They've won 15 consecutive league games dating back to the 30th of October, 2004 when they lost to Casa Roble in that contest, 35-29 right now. Their lead is perilous. Their head man, Mike Domino, looking on. And Vance, before the game, we were watching warm-ups. You said, man, I love high school football. I would think this only reinforces that notion you had before the game.
Oh, absolutely. This is two great teams in a great, this is going to be, I think, remembered as an epic battle. The ejection of Goburn is going to be something that's talked about. Was that the big changing point in this ball game for sure, especially if Del Campo comes up on the wrong end of the score. But right now, you don't know which way this thing is going to go. It's going to come down to, I think, that one big play is going to turn out to be the difference in this ball game.
The ball resting just outside the 10, where it's second and a long 5, short 6 for Casa Roble. Down 10-7 as we start the 4th. Two receivers to each side for the Rams. Now motion man is Satchwell. He'll take it from Roth. Satchwell, bust to the outside, trying to turn the corner. Did he keep his feet? He did, inside the 5 to about the 3. And it looks like it may be enough for a Casa Roble first down.
I have been so impressed by this young man tonight. He has played with so much heart and so much character. He could have easily gone down there, and that was sheer determination to stay on his feet. And they are now first and goal on the 3-yard line. Great running by Satchwell.
15 carries for him, 124 yards, his best game this season, 9 for 173 against El Camino when he had 4 touchdowns. He is a game breaker and just a junior.
To put up those kinds of yards against these defense is really saying something.
First and goal is a direct snap to Satchwell. He bobbled it, got it back, and he scores. Touchdown, Matt Satchwell from 3 yards out. Casa Roble back on top.
Well, I like it. Stealing a page from Arkansas's playbook. Darren McFadden, direct snap to the running back, given an option to run or throw. He decides to run, and he capitalized with the touchdown.
13th touchdown this season for Matt Satchwell. His 16th carry, and now Bonette on for the point after. After the direct snap. Yeah, no need to fool around, right, with the snap to the quarterback. If you know Satchwell's going to end up with it anyway, go to him. Although he did bobble the snap, did a nice job to recover and still move it forward.
I think they call that a bobble drop.
As long as it scores, it doesn't matter. The point after is good as well. 14-10. Casa Roble has retaken the lead. They led it to half, 7-3. Del Campo scored the third to go up 10-7. And now Casa Roble, the 14, now the most points yielded this season by Del Campo. Still a ways to go, 11-14 in the fourth. Rams by 4. This is Comcast Sportsnet.
Intimidating.
This was our finest hour.
The Raider philosophy.
And he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie. John Madden's grin is from ear to ear. He looks like a slim watermelon.
46 years of tradition captured every Saturday night on Comcast Sportsnet.
Right, yeah, fish on.
Fishing is fun, but catching fish is funner. Whether it's autumn, winter, spring, or summer. From the Sacramento River to the San Francisco Bay, Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
What a night of high school football in week number 8. Eric Al, Vance Mueller with you. 14-10 Casa Roble on this touchdown run by Matt Satchwell, who's run for 127. We've alluded to a couple of other games, Vacaville and Napa, a couple of unbeaten teams. In the Sierra Foothill, you have Del Oro and Rockland. We're going to see Del Oro next week in action. Of course, they are one of the top teams in the state. Also, you go down to the Modesto area, you have Central Catholic and Patterson. They're unbeaten, two highly ranked teams in the state of California. They could also meet for a section title. Ponderosa and Oak Ridge. On Saturday, Pleasant Grove and Jesuit. It goes on and on here in week number 8.
And it's great because it's rivalry week. All the big games are going on. All the heated rivalries of your local teams getting after it. And it is like the 4th of July out here. If you like high school football, stay tuned. You're going to see some fireworks in the next 11 minutes of this football game.
It's certainly the warmest Friday we've had in about a month or so, giving us that summer-like feel.
Absolutely. It feels like it's going into springtime, not fall right now.
We'll take it. Recovered at the 29 after the squibber. Del Campo does a good job just to cover it there. It bobbled around, but Van Tassel there. Or was it McKell? Might have been McKell number 2. And so the ball's at the 29 for the Cougars. Now, Del Campo, they've only run 4 plays here in the second half. They had the 1-play touchdown drive. They're opening in the 3rd by Johnson, and the 3 and out the last time they've had it. Mike Domino's looking for some more points from his offense, down 14-10.
Well, both teams have been being able to execute their game plan. Of course, for Del Campo was to get a 3 and out, which they did, and then it was for Casa to go out, put a long, time-consuming scoring drive together, which they were able to do, take the lead back, and now they're up.
Here's Half Hill. Nobody was guarding him at the line of scrimmage, so that's an easy first down. As he gets 10, he was 7 yards up the field before he was even touched. And Halfhill had 2 big receptions in the first half. That's his first here in the second. But Vance, now the 5th play run by Del Campo. Casa Roble's run 21 in the second half. And again, they platoon. Hardly anybody plays on each side of the ball. For Del Campo, almost everybody does, and you throw on the ejection to Goburn. You wonder if fatigue's a factor here in the 4th quarter. We'll see.
We'll find out if it plays a factor in it.
1st and 10 at the 40. Johnson gets a couple. But with the exception of the long touchdown run, Casa Roble has done a very nice job defensively slowing down Kerry Johnson.
Yeah, Kerry Johnson really has been very limited tonight, except for that one big play like you mentioned. The big guy that's really gone out there and make the big plays tonight is Scott Halfhill.
Yep. Halfhill 3 catches in the contest for 76 yards.
Very good looking wide receiver, deceptive speed, very good hands.
Second down. Here is the run by Castro. He loses the ball. Ball's on the ground. Castro may have gotten it back. Let's see. Casa Roble's pointing their way as they unpile.
Well, we talked about the thing that's going to be the difference in this game is either a turnover or a mistake. I think CJ was able to get the ball back.
Yep. Maybe gained a yard or 2. We'll call it 3rd and a long 6.
It looked like he might have had a little running room right there, and all of a sudden that ball popped out, and he's running backwards trying to recover it.
Got to be a scary feeling, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. In a game this close and of this magnitude, there it goes. The ball pops out, and there's a scrum, and he was able to recover the ball himself, which I'm sure is a huge sigh of relief for that young man.
It might have been Will Shimp who
got
a hand on
everywhere tonight.
Yep. 3rd and 6. Del Campo down by 4. Van Tassel fires. It's complete. First down, Cougars. Nice strike there by Van Tassel as he throws it across the field and hooks up with Alex Vogie.
It's a great job by Dover Spike, the tight end, and Johnson, the tailback, who came back and made outstanding block to let Van Tassel get freed and throw that ball. Had a wide open receiver out in the flat. That's a huge first down for Del Campo.
Over 100 yards passing now for Van Tassel up to 110. Here's Ryan Domino breaking tackles, but there is a flag. Domino got 10 or 11, but we'll wait and see on the penalty call.
There's a lot of things. You could have illegal substitution. You could have not set at the snap.
We got an illegal substitution there.
Well
So
done, sir. And it's against Casa Roble, so not only did Domino get about 12.
Substitution on the defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
Well, nice run by Ryan Domino there. Good job by Del Campo to snap the ball during that substitution, kind of force the penalty and get the play at the same time.
Clock not yet a factor, but it will be soon. Under 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Del Campo on the move, down 14-10 from the 31. Here's Kerry Johnson. Johnson does a nice job to earn 5 yards right there.
Del Campo has them right where they want. They have plenty of time. They're in control. They're down, getting near the red zone. They're not in a big hurry to score here. They want to take up as much time as they can, try to take this lead back. You know, it's only going to be a 3-point game, so a field goal will still tie it, even if they do manage to get down and score a touchdown here. But they absolutely have to put 7 on the board here.
A guy that's averaging about 165 yards a game in Kerry Johnson right now at 67, but certainly he could burst in a hurry. Second and just under 5 at the 25. Here's Johnson again. Shimp and Shoemaker, no surprise there. Maybe a yard for Johnson.
Boy, Shoemaker is one aggressive hitter. That was a huge hit on Johnson right there. Actually picked him up and just threw him to the ground.
Shoemaker's had games of 16, 15, and 14 tackles this year. Leads the team with 87 coming in. They didn't even play last week against El Camino.
He is a good-looking football player, only a junior. I can't imagine this kid coming back as a senior. He is going to be like Brian Urlacher.
Him and Carter are the 2 leading tacklers, both juniors. 3rd and 3.
They're going to take a shot right here. There
it's
goes
Johnson. That is a first down for Kerry Johnson. He gets more as well to the 15 as Johnson picks up about 8, and he'll move the chains for Del Campo.
You can tell they kind of overshifted into an underlick, and they left kind of a soft corner, and Johnson exploited it right off the bat, picks up a first down, and they're doing it on the ground, which is what they want to do because they want to keep that clock moving.
Well, and in fairness to Johnson, the defense knows he's coming on virtually every play. I think he's done pretty well to get 76 yards against a very stout Casa Roble defense.
Absolutely. He hasn't quite Matt Satchwell's numbers, but he is working very hard, earning everything he gets. He has taken some big hits tonight, Eric.
I'm sure he just wants to win. He could care less about the yards. Here's Johnson. There's a flag. Probably going to be a hold. Johnson gets inside the 10 to the 8. About a 7-yard gain, but we'll wait on the call.
Offense.
It is a hold.
Yeah, whenever you see that flag come in the middle line of scrimmage after a nice run, you can almost guarantee it's a holding, and that really hurts. 1st and 10 goes to 1st and 20.
And the ball was at about the 7 or the 8.
That really hurts. Takes you even out of the red zone. Puts you right at the end.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Yeah, you go from 15 all the way out to the 25.
Yep, 1st and 20. And in essence, you lose about 18 yards or so on the play because Johnson had gotten to the 7.
Right.
Back at the 25, 1st and 20, about 7 minutes to go. Del Campo down 14-10 as they'll run a draw with Ryan Domino. Breaks the first tackle, then he is pounded, but still has good yardage to the 15, right around a 10-yard gain by Ryan Domino.
Well, that was a big play on 1st and 20 to get that penalty back. 10 yards is huge right there. Great running by Domino.
Loses his shoe, but what about the confidence shown by his father? He knows what he's going to get with his son, but he's still a sophomore. You know he's a talented player, but to be giving him the ball here late in the contest, in essence, a championship game.
Hey, you know, sometimes if you're a father and you're coaching your son, he's the one kid you know
For sure,
exactly
what you're going to get.
What you're going to get from.
Yep. And you've talked a lot about the juniors from Casa Roble. What about Domino now in his junior and senior year, and Ortiz and some of those guys?
Well, I mean, you can see Domino as a hitter also. Imagine 2 years from now, he is going to be one heck of a football player.
Timeout taken by Del Campo.
Well, getting 10 yards back was huge because 2nd and 10 is very manageable.
6:26 to go in the fourth. We will step aside as well. Still so much to go here in the Capital Athletic League. The only teams that are 2-0. In essence, the winner will be the champion. Will it be 4 straight for Del Campo or a first title for Casa Roble since 2003? We'll find out in the final 6:26 when we come back. Rams 14, Cougars 10 on Comcast Sportsnet.
It looks ridiculous. I can't even imagine what the neighbors would think. It's an eyesore.
Cable never looks ridiculous. Sign up today for Comcast Digital Cable with On Demand. Rain or shine, you'll get crystal clear TV reception, unlike satellite. Just call 1-888-COMCAST. Comcast Digital Cable with On Demand. It's Comcastic.
Fishing is fun, but catching fish is funner.
Saturday mornings on Comcast Sportsnet. Join Alan Fong and Warren Trumbley as they show you how to get more out of fishing in Northern California. Fun fishing, Saturday mornings at 8 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
What you looking at?
Oh, I'm just on adultfriendfinder.com.
Haha, very funny, Michael.
Actually, my assignment in biology is on the reproductive system. So I was kind of worried some pretty gnarly stuff would come up in my searches, but it didn't. I'm actually learning in a kid-safe environment.
See, aren't you glad we installed those parental controls from the cable company?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you were right.
Yes, sweet victory.
Parents have options. Find out more about parental controls at pointsmartclicksafe.org.
14-10, Casa Roble on top here at Newman Field in Orangevale on the Casa Roble campus. 2nd and 10 awaiting Del Campo as you look at the league games to this point and still to come for each team.
Well, it's 4-down territory.
First for Casa Roble, a couple of big wins against El Camino and Miraloma. Here tonight, of course, against Del Campo. They finished with 2 road games at Rio Americano and Bella Vista. And then for Del Campo, they just have 1 overall loss. You see a couple of blowout wins, 18-0 there, the shutout last week. And then they finish with Bella Vista and El Camino at home on Saturdays. 2nd and 10. Play action by Van Tassel. Looking down the field, pass is not held. It was bobbled. Bogey, the intended receiver, had a hold for a moment, and then multiple defenders get to him. Nice job there defensively by a couple of guys. Shoemaker in the area, as well as Zufelt for Casa Roble.
Zufelt closed very quickly on that. The ball was bobbled just a little bit, and the quickness of the defender on the close allowed that ball to get knocked out of there and fall incomplete.
3rd and 10, and you would think this is probably 4-down territory for Del Campo, down by 4.
Absolutely, there's no question that it's 4-down territory.
So in essence, you don't have to get all 10 on this play. 5, 6, and make it a manageable 4th and 3 or 4.
You want to get at least half.
3rd and 10 from the 15. Van Tassel, he wants it all. Look into the end zone. It's intercepted, picked off. It's Zufelt again with another big-time play. Chad Zufelt with the pick for Casa Roble.
That's the first turnover in the ballgame, Eric, and that turnover could be the ballgame. We will find out very quickly how Del Campo responds to being intercepted in the red zone, in the end zone.
Third pick of the season for Zufelt, kind of a jump ball situation.
What a great job by Zufelt to keep his eyes, turn around, go for it at the highest point, and that was not an easy catch. Great interception by Zufelt.
Still 6:12 to go. Casa Roble not out of the woods yet, but they dodge it for the moment. And really surprised that Del Campo went for it all when they could have picked up a first down at about the 5. Maybe panicked on a 3rd long to try and get it all. Still, their defense can get a stop and get the ball back in their hands.
There
but
goes
it's Fairchild. Fairchild up to the 40. He'll dive forward to the 44.
Well, we talked about it earlier. It's only going to be a matter of time before Zach Fairchild finally was able to get it going. And that's a huge run right now in this ball game, getting him out to almost midfield.
His longest run of the night, 24 yards. In fact, Fairchild only had 21 on the night to that point, more than doubles it on one run. And of course, if Casa Roble can find a way to get a touchdown, this game is over. At the least, they'd like a field goal and run some clock so a touchdown could tie them. But we'll see, still a long way to go with 5:50 and running.
Again, mistakes are the thing that you're trying to avoid here. No turnovers, no penalties. Keep the clock moving, keep the drive moving.
Bad snap, good catch by Roth, hands it to Fairchild. Not too much on that run, 2, maybe 3. There's Domino making a tackle on
getting
defense.
just a little careless holding on to the football. That ball's getting away from the body. Like to see those runners get 2 hands on the ball at this point of the game.
3 by Fairchild, so it's 2nd down and 7. Clock, certainly the ally of Casa Roble here, nearing 5 minutes to go. Roth doing a nice job to take a long time before getting it snapped. He'll keep running with 2 hands. So you gotta like that. He covers up as he goes through the line. Tackle by Castro, but about 6 by Roth, which will set up a 3rd and 1 for Casa Roble.
I like it again. It's just a little quarterback draw being led by the tailback right through the hole. Great job by Fairchild, as you see right here, clearing the way. And Roth just cuts right off inside him. 2 hands on the ball, 9 yards, leaving 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 and a first down here by Casa Roble, and then they can eat another 2 or more minutes off the clock if they can convert this first down.
This is huge right here, time-wise in the game. Del Campo needs to stop this first down conversion.
3rd and 1 at the 47 of Del Campo for Casa Roble. Roth keeping again. He looks like he has it, not by much, but it looks like Roth with the spot will have a first down for Casa Roble.
It looked like Domino and Stolick hit him right at the line, but it looks like it's enough, and it is a first down. Well, you called it, Eric. That could be another 2 minutes off the clock right there.
Well, that's the nice thing when you have a quarterback you have confidence in, that you don't have to worry about trying to hand it off to somebody else. That exchange could be sloppy, but as long as the snap is good, then Roth has good vision out of the shotgun 7 yards back where he can go and find that hole.
Played a very good football game tonight, been in control of the offense all night, done a good job, and again, he's avoided the turn.